Uh, okay, if you click pin on Plucus, it will pin your stream to be the only stream showing. Otherwise, it should rotate between each live feed.
Nice.
So, for example, when we're doing daily ute, I pin the Watch Me Pivot Office feed, and that gets showed on the company stream.
It's pretty cool, dude. And is Watch Me Pivot's just on Twitch?
No, it's on YouTube as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
8 viewers.
So I have the restream thing. I have like the restream chat for my feed for my stream, which does the aggregation between the YouTube and the Twitch comments. How do you monitor the YouTube and Twitch comments for Watch Me Pivot?
Asking me or some?
You, yeah.
Okay. In the past, I was using Restream API to forward all the comments to Discord channel, so I could see both Twitch and YouTube there. Now, but like 95% of my comments is from YouTube, so I was just reading YouTube.
Well, now, but I'm saying now we're gonna have a problem where like we need to monitor our own streams for the chat comments there, and then monitor the Watch Me Pivot comments as well.
I'm not sure this is a solved problem. I've got like I have to run all 4.
I
Yeah.
I
Okay.
see that you like stacking up stuff, Sam. 4 streams, 8 terminals.
No, I don't. I mean, I would love if Watch Me Pivot, like if we had one community that we were just somehow people were landing there and engaging there. The problem is like all these systems have their own algorithms, and so it's like if you direct everybody from YouTube to Discord, then your YouTube stream won't get promoted.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to solve that.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, I don't think it'd be very hard to build something that's like aggregates all those comments together, and you can reply to them. Like this restream chat thing is like pretty nice. I'm sure you could just have it take more than one account. That's a prompt for another day, though.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, you could monitor.
You could. So one option is if you want to monitor your personal stream plus Watch Me Pivot, we could pipe those two sources into a Lucas chat channel on Discord. So you monitor both. And Sam would have his personal plus Watch Me Pivot, and I would have my personal plus Watch Me Pivot.
I mean, we could do that. I mean, we.
Yeah, but have you guys? I mean, let me show you this. Have you used this app though? Because I mean, this is nice just in that like you see the people that are like talking to you. You see what channel they're on. You can like reply directly to them, or you can like
Is that a Mac app?
Publish a message that's like to everyone. This is a native Mac app, yeah, but it's also in the same functionalities in the Restream browser too. There's like a chat tab.
Yeah, so you could.
So this works great for a single account.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do, seeing this, is install this with one account and then have my personal stream on one and Watch Me Pivot on the other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like the browser. The browser's running with my personal or whatever, and then where is this? The Mac app's not in the App Store. Is it just the standard stream?
I don't know where I got it. It's probably some spyware. I really don't remember where I got it from. It was some weird, like, I saw some weird App Store menu in some Restream website, and I was like, what is this? If it's spyware, though, like, it's really good because it actually works.
Oh, man.
One second.
Doesn't have your viewer count though, but
You can keep counting in your head, right? Each bling bling, it's +1.
I know, but I want to know where they're coming from. Lucas, let me know if you come across the Mac app again.
Yeah, I just put it in the Eng chat.
Oh, you did?
Restream.io/chat.
Nice.
Hey, can you two test something for me?
Yeah.
I shared a link on Eng. I just need you to comment something there.
Okay.
Daniel, what's our Watch Me Pivot login? Is it? It's not NJAT Restream.
Watch me pivot login for Twitch
For Restream. Sorry.
or Restream.
Yeah.
So I on 1Password we do have eng at plow there. So if you use WPM at plow and use the same password, we have two accounts. One is the
Okay. So it's
the one that we use for daily use, and the other one is the main
okay. So
thing where we.
I'll fix that then. Didn't set it as two accounts.
Not clear to me what's your plan.
I am trying to hook up. I'm trying to get access to the Watch Me Pivot comments, and the 1Password is not accurate. Right? There should be two logins in 1Password. WMP at
Yeah,
NJAT. Yes, I'm gonna
yeah, exactly,
just duplicate this.
and the same password for both.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was a little secret. Basic.
Alô?
Você manja de inglês, né?
Eu manjo, mano, até a medida do possível.
Troca pro inglês aí. So this is
A lot of pressure,
this is
bro.
a
A lot of
member of
pressure.
our, it's a user from our community.
Yeah.
Hey man, welcome.
Yo. I watch your lives like working, you know?
Nice.
And it's so crazy cuz like when I when I noticed that Dane actually like put the dailies on stream, the content became so much interesting to watch, like
That's cool.
so
Yeah,
crazy. It's like another level of reality.
Daniel does a good job making it interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Brazil we reference Scrum as daily only. Um, but yeah, I think you're talking about our daily Scrum, right?
Yeah. You all are working right now?
Yeah, we are.
Damn. Like on Discord. But
Yeah, so we
somewhere
use
on live because I
we
I saw you all on Discord and I tried to find like the live on YouTube. I didn't find, so you know.
so my live stream is off, but Sam and Lucas are streaming.
Okay.
Um,
Twitch.tv/watchmepivot.
Hey,
share the link on general.
Hey, Plukas. I'm trying to get the desktop app working for Watch Me Pivot, but it says, or I can, it says everything's offline. So
Actually, Daniel, do we use Restream for Watch Me Pivot, or does like the EC2 handle everything?
Um, sorry, what is the question?
Do we use the Watch Me Pivot Restream like actually do the multiplexing, or is that the EC2?
No, Restream does not do the multiplexing. The EC2 box is responsible for doing that. It receives all the signals from Restream and decides which one to output.
Okay, so there's no like stream for the Watch Me Pivot on Restream.
There is so the EC2 outputs to a Restream account that goes on YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
Sam, there's
Before
also in
you,
the bottom left, there's also like a drop down that lets you select different streams.
yeah, I think I had to.
Like
I think I got it. I had to switch streams.
okay, great. Cool. Thanks, Daniel.
Who is the owner of the Watch Me Pivot engagement?
the
I'm like going through all this
Rowan?
and getting frustrated with myself. It's like I log into one account, there's nothing there. I log into the other account, I don't know how to get it working. And I'm realizing, I think what I'm really frustrated about is like, like I'm like, no one else is chatting with these people. What I'm frustrated about is I don't know who the owner is, I think. And I don't want the owner to be me. Um,
in the chat, you mean like you don't want to be the owner of interacting in the chat?
I don't want to be the one trying to get Watch Me Pivot, trying to make Watch Me Pivot like a thing that works.
Yeah, my understanding is that Rowan is the person that is responsible for making Watch Me Pivot something that works.
Okay. Um, yeah. Okay, because I kind of think it's I mean, I kind of, so in his absence, I kind of think it's you, right?
Uh,
But maybe I'm not thinking about that the right way. Like he's working with you on like the different multiplexing and the website and stuff.
yeah, I can. um, So yeah, I was other. I think other than the Eud and the Scrum, we weren't actually putting the effort you're doing today, for example, on the pivot stream.
Yeah. Okay.
So if your expectation is for me to do what you're doing today every day, just let me know.
Let's maybe if Roan's the owner, then I think maybe this needs to wait until he's back. But I yeah, yeah. I'm kind of operating with this expectation that everybody is like fostering the watch me pivot stream, but I'm realizing that's not like that's creating some awkwardness today because it's not like that's not an expectation we've all discussed and like aligned on, you know. And so I think we should figure it out when Rowan gets back because I don't know that I don't want to do something uh and then we're um and then Rowan wants to go a different direction. So
Yeah.
Isaac, what was interesting about the daily yield to you?
Actually, like I do computer science in Brazil, you know.
Uh huh.
So we are really like every day hoping for a job, and you know, I already work in a tech company, but in Brazil, you know, and it is really like interesting for us, like how this remote jobs, how the tech jobs are in reality in US or in Europe, you know.
Uh huh.
So having Dane as a Brazilian in streaming all of this process and thing, it is very interesting for me, you know.
Yeah, I see. So it's like kind of like, how does a Silicon Valley tech startup work?
Yeah, yeah. And the title of the live stream is something related to Silicon Valley, so you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna go get Camly. I don't know if I'll be back. Product Hunt was replied to two comments from Pueblo. I didn't know what happened that he didn't reply to yours,
Okay.
but um, we it worked. Like it's not working reliably, but it was able to receive the notification and navigate the browser uh, figure out the verification and post the reply.
Nice.
So yeah, looks like tomorrow this will be working.
So we shouldn't launch tonight then.
If we consider the product hunt automation as a blocker.
Lucas, what's your
I'm surprised you say tonight. I thought the whole thing was like we would launch on Friday with the like live stream from your house or something. Or what are you trying to launch today?
I guess Jonathan was going to share like an updated calendar. So
Yeah,
I do
he
wanna
did.
launch something
He
Friday.
did.
I do definitely want to launch something Friday with a real refrigerator. I think there was some debate about do we just go ahead and launch. I kind of heard Jonathan like the decision being, hey, we can launch something. I don't remember if it was like Hermes or Domo, but just like launch it now. It's ready to go. And then again, we'll launch something on Friday. But I don't have a
No,
strong opinion.
Jonathan was saying the opposite. Jonathan, so the docs updated. It says his recommendation was to do Domo on Friday with the live stream, the agent talking to you, and all of that stuff on your, maybe even the live stream from your house or whatever. And then take that, and if we get any learnings from that, apply that to a future life dashboard launch he has it on Tuesday. So then on Monday we can like look at the results, I guess, and make changes and then launch the other thing on Tuesday. That's what the doc says here.
Let me pull up the doc. Did he share this in Discord or?
Mhm.
Oh, nice. Oh, he just shared it. Cool. So, is there a reason we're not doing Daniel's product hunt reply agent? Is that what he's talking about with the public agent interface?
Yeah.
I see.
I assume that would go on Friday too. Daniel and I discussed today an architecture that he's going to basically have a bot that monitors product hunt and will be able to forward messages to Domo.
Okay. Will we have this is cool. So will we have other like X?
Yeah, so you can imagine Domo today working with a channel that's just iMessage, and like that's what I use, that's what works, and now we're adding other channel support to Domo so that like we can have a WebSocket that's getting messages from Discord or pulling from X or whatever, or pulling a WebSocket from Daniel's computer that's monitoring product hunt, and then there's a reply tool so that it can reply back to each one of those channels as well.
Sweet.
That's kind of the architecture that we're going with.
So then action item would be what Domo do we want to launch with? Do we want to launch with your calendar or my calendar, I guess? I mean, are those the two candidates?
Yes, those are the two candidates. If you're willing to do some cool setup with like live streaming your kitchen, like that would be pretty great.
Yeah,
But I'm happy to.
that on Thursday. But we could do either calendar. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, do we need to do the work to set up a set up like all of my life dashboard stuff, you know.
I don't know. I mean, so what I would do is like I have a canonical source version of Domo that I would, if you wanted to do it, I would share it with you.
Uh-huh.
The install is relatively straightforward. You would just log into your Anthropic account and you would connect your Google Calendar to your Anthropic account,
Okay.
and then everything's like good to go. And if you install it on the Pi, like it knows how to run the display, and it's going to be my UI. I mean, you can then tweak it and do whatever you want with it, but it would be my like the Domo the UI that you see in the screenshot. But
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
so I feel confident that like I can get these connectors running tomorrow, or like tonight, tomorrow, and then an install for you would be, I would think, pretty quick. So
Okay.
I assume that you would get back in the house on Thursday, and I feel confident we would spend an hour and get it running. But
Yeah. Sweet. Do we want people to be able to change anything on the dashboard?
that's up to you. The way that I'm designing it is that each channel you're going to be able to like customize the prompts to it. So like you could definitely say don't allow X to like update your calendar if you want to.
I see. Okay.
But it's going to be more fun if you let people post on there.
Yeah. we got a new follower. Welcome.
Subscriber, follower, follower, viewer, follower.
Viewer, follower. Oh man, I'm never gonna figure this out.
Daniel's not here, so I have to give you the great one.
We have a new follower. Welcome. Viewer. Currently working on drafting the next pivot.
Two new viewers on Twitch watch me pivot. One new viewer on Twitch Sam Triestabold.
Hey, welcome new viewers. Send us a chat message. We'd love to hear why you joined.
One new viewer on Twitch. Watch Mepavet. 2 new viewers on Twitch watch me pivot. 2 new viewers on Twitch watch me pivot. 1 new viewer on Twitch Sam tries to build. 1 new viewer on Twitch Sam tries to build. 1 new viewer on Twitch Plucas pivots. 1 new viewer on Twitch Plucas pivots.
Sorry. I think it's testing the different pronunciations.
It's cool.
Do you want it to monitor Plucas pivots? What's that?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't care. I have my own setup that like I can monitor that stuff, but if it's useful for you.
Okay, I gotta go. They close at 5.
Sounds good, man. See you tomorrow. You gonna be in town?
Let's see. I'm staying the night here tomorrow, and then checking out tomorrow morning. Let me think about this. Wait a second. Yeah, no, I'm checking out tomorrow morning, so I haven't. I guess where I stay tomorrow is kind of an open question. I haven't looked into like.
We don't have any space. We don't have a room for you here, but you should stay in Sacramento. That'd be fun.
I won't be in
Yeah. I think it's just more about like a workspace for the dog. I haven't like.
Yeah, I never looked into other co-working spaces, but
Text me if anything comes up. Otherwise, I'll probably.
could the dog like hang out in? I don't know anything about dogs, but like, could it hang out in the backyard?
Like your backyard, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
How hot is it there? It's pretty hot in Sacramento, isn't it, right now?
Yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow's might be like 100.
Okay.
96 degrees tomorrow.
This setup is working, so I might just. I'll see.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take a look and see if there's something easy to book, but otherwise, I'll message you.
Well, okay. Well, whenever you do drive through, let me know.
2 new viewers on Twitch
Or you
watch
can
me
work there and
pivot.
then just drive through. We can
Yeah.
grab.
1
we
new
could- I
viewer
could
on
just get
Twitch
one
Sam
person for
tries to
breakfast.
build.
Yeah.
3 new
Let's-
viewers
I can
on
do that.
Twitch
That'd be cool.
Plucas pivots.
All right.
3 new viewers.
I think it's.
Okay,
Honestly, I
good.
think it's just testing.
Sacramento's hot, dude. What is Plow? Plow is just kind of the company, the holding company that we're working on. It's been a few different things. But you can go to watchmepivot.com, which is kind of like our current streaming audience. So we have a few different things going on. Like there you can see us all, like we're building this company in public. There's a podcast, AI Worth Using, that Sam, who you just heard, he's hosting that. That's going to come out next month. A bunch of great guests on there from the AI community, including like the guy who did OpenClaw, Jesse Vincent, who did a bunch of like great Superpowers, which is like a plugin for Claude Code, and he's interviewing Wes McKinney, which he wrote the Pandas library for Python, and a bunch of other really cool new AI tools. Yeah, we launched on Product Hunt this week, howto.plow.co, which is just kind of like these like how-to guides for creating anything, like creating like these useful agents that you can kind of build on your own. Yeah, basically we're just trying to create a community around AI that's actually worth using. So we're kind of dipping our toes into a bunch of different areas to see what sticks. Okay, so what I'm working on now is on that howto.plow.co. There's this thing called Domo, which is basically like a purpose-built agent that runs completely natively on Claude Code. And all that it does is it's like a calendar agent. Like it helps manage my calendar. I can text it. I can have it at events and that kind of stuff. And it runs on a Raspberry Pi, and it's hooked up to a screen where I can like view. It's just sitting right over here, and like anytime I walk through my office, like my whole family can kind of see different events that are happening in my for our family calendar, so we can all kind of be aligned. And what I'm doing now is I'm preparing to launch this on Product Hunt. I'm also hooking up other connectors so that, like, if you comment, you'll be able to talk to it through X or through our Discord channel too. So you can just kind of talk to it, get a sense of how Domo works, and ask it to view all my calendar events or whatever. Just kind of a way to make the product launch be a little more interactive. But yeah, let me know if that answers your question. I mean, there's not a single thing, not a single product that we're working on, but like a whole bunch of different things. So right now I'm working on that Domo one. The launcher swaps out the production plow chat MCP registration. Why? Why are we changing this now? I thought the plan was that per channel we would specify what tools would be allowed. It installs the dispatcher skill. Meaning the household session could load it. Installs the dispatcher skill. I don't know what that is. What is the dispatcher skill?
Okay. Why is the launcher touching the MCP? Every cloud session gets its channel wiring up. The household, oh, I see. The Discord sibling needs its channel server registered. And it must not bind plow. I see. Okay, so it looks like we're on track still. It's working on these 3 fixes. Who's working down here? Eng hard 3. Let's swap out Eng hard 3 when this answer is done. Yeah, Eng hard 3. This Eng was still running Opus 4.7. 4.8, I mean, excuse me. Trying this new thing now too, where I'm running Fable as the like main agent that I'm talking to that does like very little work itself, but then delegates out to sub agents, which can be just regular Opus or GPT 5.6. Also, before we get too far down this path, we should check to see if there's any open source or paid software that does this already. So maybe a new cook to kind of research the existing software landscape. Not random exactly. I mean, I guess a little bit. We had this idea a while ago to create like a new way to create software that we were calling seeds, and it's basically like instead of like a new way to distribute open source software. So instead of distributing like source code, you would distribute basically like a markdown file that was like a spec. It would be detailed enough for anybody to recreate with the software that you were trying to build from scratch. And then there was a few benefits of this. One, it was like you could look at like any sort of vibe coded software that was out there and not really distribute that code, but like look at it, have a seed creator thing that could like distill the essence of whatever that vibe coded thing was and build a spec for it that then anybody could build with their coding agent and then customize it to whatever their need was. Yeah, exactly. Like a blueprint. So we went down this path for a while and we were building out these things that were like, you know, like Domo, like this agent that can manage your calendar, or like, you know, here's how to install Hermes on Raspberry Pi or whatever, like all these different kinds of kinds of things to kind of test out this seed concept. And what we found was that this was like incredibly difficult to do well. So we kind of switched from like seed being like a spec from how to like be open source software of the future, and more of like, hey, we already did all this work to like make these kind of cool products, and so we just release them as these like HTML how-to guides that like you can read and learn from, or like have your agent install, just to kind of like flush out the stuff that we were working on, and so we could like move on to something else. So that we'll see what that something else is next week, but we'll see. The other thing that we built earlier was this app called plow.app that was like basically an easy way for you to install OpenClaw. So it's like a native installer for your Mac, like just drag and drop to install OpenClaw, and we would help manage permissions and that kind of stuff. So we've always been kind of like playing in this agent space, and we'll kind of just see where we're going. But honestly, I mean, that's like, you know, we're a startup. We're trying to like learn from customers and like see what people are interested in, and that's why we have Watch Me Pivot, because it's like very clear that we don't have product market fit, and we're like trying to figure that out as we go. And so we're constantly pivoting, unfortunately, right now to see like what the right direction is. But yeah, and then this tab over here that I'm on right now is like we're experimenting like with streaming all this stuff, and so you know you're watching me right now on my Plukas Pivot personal channel, but then we have like this Watch Me Pivot channel too that'll like I might be broadcasting this stream right now as well, since nobody else is on, and so we have comments from all these different channels, and so I'm like trying to find something that'll like aggregate them, and trying to see if I should build something or buy something so we can manage multiple accounts of the comments all in a single place, so we don't miss engagement. But yeah, what do you do for work, or what kind of stuff are you interested in with AI? Is this? Are you hesitant to? Are you like curious about AI, or like a skeptic of AI, or just still like just enjoy the practice of writing code? Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Like the AI stuff is so verbose. It's so like, yeah, the output is so crazy, and it's gotten to the point where it's like getting harder and harder to review because it's just like, thousands of lines of code in a PR. And so, yeah, no, I'm totally with you. It's not, it's like at this company specifically, we're like being asked to only like not to write any code and basically like not review any code either, like also use AI to start like reviewing all of the code. So it's been like quite a big adjustment for me. Like me personally, it's like I love like really clean code. I love being like the code that I used. I was never like a great software engineer, like in terms of like my coding skills, but I would love to like create things that were just like felt really clean and like very simple and like really easy to understand. And so this this style is like really has been really challenging. Yeah, I mean, no reading. It's like I feel like that's like where we're just trying to stay like ahead of the game and like push ourselves probably too far, but like trying too far from where the state of the world is today, but like to where we think it's gonna go. And like I would imagine in a year's time, that it's much more common that nobody is actually like reading the code, and you have AI reviewing the code and AI like helping validate the code by running it and doing simulations and simulating real user behavior to do the tests and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like where our mindset, like what we're trying to do. Because like a year ago, we were definitely reading pull requests and doing that kind of stuff. But even a year ago, we were trying to not write code, and so we're just, we're just trying to stay ahead of the trends. Like the thought is like if we invest in the tooling now, like we can be to try to, we can be ahead of the game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think getting left behind is like my a lot of people's fear, my fear too. And honestly, that's kind of like the mission of the plow stuff too, is to help people ease that fear, right? Like there's people getting $100 million job offers because they're like AI wizards and like can build OpenClaw. And at the same time, those companies like Meta and all these places are just like laying off thousands of people. And so, we want to kind of help bring what we can for the learn as much about the AI as we can so that we can help bring it to everybody so nobody feels like they're being left behind. But yeah, man, if this stuff's interesting to you, like I would definitely join our Discord. If you look at the watchmepivot.com thing, like, that's where we'll start posting more about these podcasts if that kind of stuff is interesting to you, or you can see what other people in the community are building and all that. Yeah, I'm starting to think that's not from Eng 2. I don't I don't see him responding with those messages. This must be from somebody else like misusing the MCP. Like if you peek on that cook, like you'll see that's not what he's saying to you. Do you have an active agent that's possibly like sending out different? Do you have any active cooks right now? We're getting some weird chatter on an MCP that's not for the right two. Yeah, the autocomplete suggestion stuff is pretty cool. How long have you been doing coding? Because like I mean I would totally agree with you. Like if you're I like it would scare me to like just like come out of school or something and like have no real coding experience and then just like relying completely on the AI. Like I feel like I'm at an advantage to leverage AI because I have so much, I have like 20 years or whatever of like writing my own code. So it's like I feel like I have some sort of foundation that I can like have the right instincts to know how to guide the AI, but like yeah, leaning into this fully like as like a more junior person would be like kind of scary. I guess all I'm saying is yeah, like the fundamentals I think are important, so I don't yeah. 2013 though, yeah, that's a long time. That's good. Where could these where could these be coming from? Can you diagnose or have a cook like set up to diagnose where these messages could be coming from? Yeah, I feel also like in terms of like code review, we're kind of fortunate because like we don't have a ton of users right now. Even that plow app that we built was like, we distribute it and maybe we had like a couple dozen users at most at any time, like as we're trying to like figure out like our product market fit. And so um it's kind of easier to test these things in principle when you're not shipping to like thousands of people. Like so mistakes like aren't as valuable. So we can kind of get our reps in with the stakes low. Because we're just still like so much in like prototype mode anyways, where this it's kind of like a strength of the AI. Yeah, exactly. So we have, yeah, I built this thing called Kitchen. So basically, it's like a kitchen, silly kitchen metaphor, but you have like a sous chef here that you talk to that like I try to keep this. The idea is that you're talking to this one agent and you keep that agent's context like really clean, and all of the actual work, like when they need to go search files or do implementation or whatever, they can kick off other cooks to actually do that work. And cooks are a little more like disposable. It's, you know, they're basically sub agents, but they're full on like um, bash sessions down here, right? So this is like a tmux thing, so I can just view all of the different sessions that it's running, but these are full, like this is a full Claude Code session, this is a full ChatGPT session, and you know, this is Claude, whatever. Like, so there's currently 4 or 5 agents working on behalf of this one sous chef. And so when this is done with its turn, like, you know, it uses a built-in Claude Code channel thing and MCP server basically to like say, okay, like I'm done, here's the message, and then only the response goes into the context of this main agent here. So it's great for like parallelizing your work, like as subagents are, and it's great for like keeping this context thing kind of clean. And it's great because like you can specify which models to use. So, you know, if you find that like Chat GPT or, you know, GPT 5.6 is like better for, you know, Mac OS development, like you can specify, say, hey, like, you know, use a Codex cook for this, and it will do that. And then maybe you can have any work that's done with that Codex cook, then we naturally will review it with a Claude cook, so it has a different model reviewing its work. But yeah, the harness is nice because it uses just like your subscriptions or whatever. Like it's not like per token and all of that. You know, it's more vibe coded software, but I actually use this every day, so I feel confident that this works. But if you want to check out that project, that's the kitchen thing that I'm using right now to kind of do that orchestration. Stray greetings always get labeled as whichever cook most recently was addressed. Outside of the ghost, how are things looking? This definitely feels like it's some Domo thing running on my computer somewhere. Like the previous Sue like set up a .domo somewhere for the Discord. Yeah, I didn't put too much. So I mean, there's basically the roles are like when so this sous chef here can launch cooks through the CLI, and so when you're creating a new cook or a new sub agent, you're basically passing it that you're passing the CLI. You're saying, hey, I want to launch this engineering cook, and all that it does is it just like that helps inject like different system prompts into that agent. And so in the repo there, you'll see what these prompts are in that roles folder. I haven't done too much iteration on these actually, and I'm starting to work on that now actually because I'm realizing I've been reading a lot about like how Anthropic is using and these on these newer models like Opus 5 for example, like they cut the system prompt by 80%, and that these models are doing much better with actually less guidance than like they're so capable, and they're having them use their judgment is like better than you trying to like really coerce them to do a specific thing. So I might need to go through and kind of revise some of these roles, but that's basically the idea is that the sous chef can use the CLI and say, hey, this is you're going to be doing engineering work or you're going to be doing QA work, and the system prompts can be tailored to those tasks. Okay, so we're just gonna are we gonna okay, so we're doing that for testing, and like we're not gonna launch them in that way anymore, or we'll launch them with those variables unset or something. And then what's next? What's left for? I'm getting eager to test this on Discord. How far away are we from that? Where do you live, by the way? Are you US based or somewhere else remote? Oh, cool. You do engineering for your job or just for side stuff or big company, startup? What's the 3 a.m.? Wow. I also need to eventually I need this to work. I need this, so we're gonna push this repository somewhere. Obviously it should never include any of my credentials. But I'm curious how the deploy pipeline is going to work, because I need to put this on Sam's Raspberry Pi on Thursday, and I want to make sure that install process is super smooth. So can you remind me of like how this is being orchestrated, like how, you know, he's going to have his own passwords and credentials and they're going to be stored somewhere, like are there .m files that you created that you're then syncing to the Pi, or like how is this going to work for somebody else? Oh, cool. So you were coding at 2013, but just like kind of self self-taught stuff, and then you just graduated just now. Was it in like computer science or something? Cool. What's a software engineering like degree look like these days? Because I did computer science in like 2007 I graduated, I think. We were like doing like Java and C and all this stuff that like I never actually used. I had like crazy like algorithm classes, I remember, that like I don't think I ever like really used much of that stuff that I learned. I had one cool class though where we like programmed for a Game Boy Advance emulator. That was pretty fun. Yeah, I think the Claude credentials path seems very clear, but I'm more curious about the stuff that you're building for these new channels. Like, how are those credentials going to get onto the Pi, and like how is my Discord credential already on the Pi? Like how, um, you know, Domo's already like in source, and that's works. I've had people install it before, so I think I'm clear on how that part. But I'm more worried about the how these new channels and how their credentials are being um distributed, or like when you start to install, like how are we going to know where to put the file, put the credentials and all that stuff? Yeah, nice. I was doing a lot of the web dev stuff like on my own, and I never really like had much college experience with that. Maybe like one class, but that's always been like my main interest. I don't need anything fancy. I mean, just literally like you know, you can have a file that says put these credentials in this place, or like, you know, the channel folder for a Discord can have a .m file that like you need, that's in gitignore, and like you fill out, and then that gets copied over to the Pi on deploy or whatever. Right, like we have like deploy scripts and that kind of stuff too, right? So like you kind of stage stuff on the machine, and then you do SSH to go onto the Pi. What's up, Bay? Hey, 1 second, I'll be right back. So the stack that like we typically build on is like for web is like Python, Postgres, that kind of stuff. The stack for these agents is like kind of all over the place. So like Domo is basically like shell scripts and TypeScript, because that's kind of what the Claude ecosystem uses. And what else? Yeah, and then Plow, like that Plow app for the OpenClaw thing that we built, that was a lot of Python, like a Python server for the API that we built, and then you know Swift kind of helped do the Mac install bits. Okay, cool. So this is supposedly ready to go. The bot is live. I don't know what any of this means. The prompt latch is one shot. What does that mean? Yeah, Fast API for the Python stuff. Yeah, Django's been like kind of sticking around more than I would have expected. I was at a startup. The last two startups I was at before this were both built on top of Django. I guess the last, yeah, yeah. So I've been surprised by that. I guess people really love that Django admin just because you get this like out of the box like CRUD UI, I guess. Yeah, in terms of reply identity, I don't have the original question in front of me, but I think, you should be replying. I don't know, you should probably set it up however you want it to do it. Because like I can imagine wanting to reply as myself on the Watch Me Pivot stream. So maybe that can just be a configuration. Yeah, I guess I'll Google this Social Stream Ninja thing now and see what that's about. but I'm kind of down to build it too. Yeah, I think those. I haven't used Discord in a long time, so I think those are all like old bots from old requests, probably from like years ago. That last one though was somebody that joined from the Watch Me Pivot stream earlier today. Where did we end up with that test message saying that like it doesn't have access to the calendar? Is anyone looking at that? All right, man. I'm gonna have to head out, but thanks for chatting. It was good to meet you, and hope to see you on here again soon. I'll be doing this like 9 to 6 basically Pacific time every weekday. So yeah, be sure to check it out and let me know if you have questions or what kind of stuff you want to see on the stream. I'm happy to hear any feedback you got. So thanks for being here.